What up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome back to the WARFRAME video. So today I'm finally going over the SANCTI MAGISTAR Incarnon upgrade. I want to make sure I got a good amount of testing in on this one because I wasn't really sure if there was a special attack or something I was missing because it just felt so generic. So after all that testing, I can safely say there is no special attack. But there might be a couple special little gimmicks that we can talk about today that might make it a little bit more enticing than I first thought about this thing. If you enjoy these types of videos, make sure you're subbed. We do daily WARFRAME video uploads. We'll also be covering all the new Incarnon stuff that we were able to get our hands on Sunday, weekly reset, and all that. Also check out the live stream. I'll probably be live later tonight with some WARFRAME farming and things of that nature. Alright, so let's show what you can expect with this SANCTI MAGISTAR Incarnon. And just remember, there is a normal Magistar Incarnon too, but the SANCTI Magistar actually gives you lots of special bonuses when you use it. So I definitely recommend the SANCTI over the normal one. But again, if you're crazy enough to put a normal adapter on the normal one, this is probably not the video for you. Alright, so the way you mutate Incarnon melees is the same as before. Just get that 6x multiplier. Either do a heavy attack or a heavy slam. And upon doing that, you will get these little void, whatever this is supposed to be on here, and that's when you get your special bonuses. For the SANCTI Magistar, the bonuses are not actually as strong as some of the other weapons, like the Ceramic Dagger, and even the Furax, and I believe even even the Skana. They get more movement speed than this thing does, and also this thing is pretty slow attack speed-wise, as you can see. I actually had to start re-recording this video because I was using Arcane Strike when I wasn't planning on doing that, but with the SANCTI Magistar, one of its special effects, and this is not even involving the Incarnon Unlocker, when you do a heavy attack, you will not only heal yourself, but you'll also heal nearby allies for 5% of the damage dealt with the heavy attack. So this is probably not looking too great, but I'm just doing a showcase right here. I will definitely do a Steel Pass showcase here in a little bit with the damage and all that. So once we're Incarnon up, a special feature is provided. I don't know if this is intended or not, but once you are in Incarnon mode with the SANCTI Magistar, you just get built-in lifesteal. The SANCTI Magistar becomes a lifesteal healing melee. As you see, one melee hit there, healed. With Citrine's DR, we can take a lot of stuff here. And I think it's normally supposed to do this just for the heavy attack, but it's working for the light attacks too when you're Incarnon. So again, this melee lifesteal here is going to be AoE. So this will work on objectives, this will work on teammates, should work on Kavats and stuff too. But something to keep in mind, don't get too excited if you think it's going to work on objectives really well. Objectives do have capped out healing, so it's only going to be like, I think, like 100 healing per second. You're not going to get a burst heal like you're getting right now. But this is actually quite nice because this will allow you to, you know, have more EHP, I suppose. Like, this is a huge heal. Now, when we go over the Incarnon options here, this might not be as good as it sounds, especially when they're like trying to push certain things and certain ability playstyles. But at least, you know, this is something that I didn't know at first. Once Incarnon, you get lifesteal on like everything. It might be a bug. I hope it's a feature. Let's go over the Incarnon choices you can go through, and we'll go over some builds and stuff like that. All right, so starting off with the first evolution choice, it's the one that everybody's gonna get. But the bonuses that you get from the SANCTI Magistar Incarnon are gonna be once transformed, 100% increased melee damage, built-in 30 initial combo, which it does not have normally. Increased 50% heavy attack wind-up speed, which, I mean, it does. You're meant to heavy attack with it, so I guess that's good. And then 10% sprint speed, 10% bullet jump speed. So the other melees are usually giving 25% sprint speed, 25% bullet jump. So this is a much slower weapon, but you're carrying out a giant hammer, so I guess it kind of makes sense. The initial combo, heavy attack wind-up speed don't really matter, in my opinion. But moving on to the first Evo tree. This is the one. Okay, this is why I was initially like, wow, the SANCTI Magistar is terrible, because this first evolution option is just bad. Both the choices are bad. They are way too restrictive, and let's get on those right now. Okay, so I've gone with Crushing Verdict. This is probably the one that's the least restrictive, but still also very restrictive. And it's also worded a little bit weird, so I'm going to speculate on this one. Okay, so we have the two choices. These are both bad choices, in my opinion. You got Crushing Verdict as the first one. Increased your base damage by 20. That's great. But what's the rest of this? With a channeled ability active, increases fall off by 100%. Now, if you were someone that paid attention to all the leaks and stuff like that, you might have remembered that this had increased follow through by 100% on the leaked list. Now this says fall off. I am under the impression that this does not make the follow through of this weapon 100%. Actually, if anything, it makes the follow through go from 0.4% to 0.8 because it's an increase of 100%. Also, it might just be damage fall off of slam attacks being increased to 100%. Either way, you have to have a channel ability active to even get anything out of this. And the abilities that are counted as channel abilities are not as plentiful as you might think. For example, Necros Desecrate does not count for this ability. It's extremely frustrating because I thought this would be okay on Necros. I actually did like a 3-hour survival with this weapon on Necros. Desecrate does not work on this. Hildryn's 3 does not work on this. You know what does work on this? Gloom. And when we're talking about all this lifesteal, we already have lifesteal from Gloom. So having me use Gloom on this weapon to get follow through and fall off increase, well, it already has lifesteal, is just kind of like stupid. So this is a terrible Incarnon choice. Channel ability is way too restrictive on all of these. All these that have channel abilities should be changed to something else. But yeah, it's still a powerful bonus if you do get this. The other choice is not much better. That's why you're going to have to pretty much go with the one I just showed you. The other one is much more restrictive somehow. How do we get more restrictive than having to have Gloom active? Edge of Justice. Increase your base damage by plus 20. That's great. Same one as the other one. With only a melee weapon equipped, 40% attack speed increase. You cannot cheese this. When they say only a melee weapon equipped, they mean it. You could not have a primary, you could have a secondary. You have to only have a melee equipped in mission as your weapon. Who's doing that? You're losing out on Conditioned Overload proccing, you're losing out on primary DPS. Just go with Crushing Verdict, pretend that, and hope that Pablo changes these ones or something. I don't know. For Tier 3, we've got some pretty good choices, actually. We've got Seismic Slam, increasing your slam radius by 100%. It gives you a 10-meter slam radius if you go with this. And if that fall-off thing on the first evolution is anything to go off of, you can have good AoE slam attacks with this thing, which is kind of nice. I've used it. We'll show it the Steel Path gameplay, too. The other options are Aurican Reach plus 1.4 base meters of range, which can be nice. Gives you like 7 meters with prime reach. And then we've got the other options is more heavy attack wind-up speed, Swift Break, 30% more heavy attack wind-up speed. We already got 50% for the evolution, so it didn't seem necessary to me. I'm going to go Slam Radius here. And then for the final evolution, we got 3 choices, and all 3 of them are pretty good. And you might remember the Furax Wraith having a 40% chance that impact procs become slash procs option. On the Magistar, SANCTI Magistar, it is a 50% chance. But I've actually learned some more about this perk since the Furax was originally here. It might look kind of good. Okay, let me do an impact proc, but I'll get 10 impact procs. It will be 5 slash procs, right? 50% of the time. That is not entirely the case, because this can only proc once per hit. So let's say you have the craziest impact proc status build ever. You can get 3 impact procs guaranteed in every hit. You will never see more than 1 slash proc per hit with Flashing Bleed. Okay, so it's still going to be the best way to go for high level scaling because slash procs are good against armor. But yeah, don't expect multiple slash procs per hit. Expect 1 slash proc at most per hit, and it's 50% chance, so it's a coin flip every time you get an impact proc if you're going to slash proc, okay? The other choices are Subtle Foes, which will increase status chance and crit chance. Pretty good. Should work on a stat stick as well. And also Critical Parallel, increasing base crit chance and base crit damage. If you don't care about the impact become slash procs, these other options will be really good. But we're going for that better scaling one here. We're going to be going for Evolution 2 to get those impact becomes slash. Okay, so let's show the builds. I've got a lot of builds. I actually also got a Riven for this thing too, but I was not showing the Riven. So I'll show the Riven in the Steel Path gameplay. Here's the build I was just using right there. Corrosive build. This will kill Steel Path Grenier relatively well. And yeah, so a thing about this is that it is a heavy attack weapon for the most part. So heavy attack efficiency will help. My Riven, and I would say don't even bother with things, don't have a Riven. This has heavy attack efficiency 84%. So I can do back-to-back heavy attacks with a massive multiplier and not lose my combo multiplier. You'll see that in the video too. This weapon does not normally do that. I've heard you can glitch it out and have it not lose combo multiplier like after you heavy attack or something like that. But that is not something that is going to be replicatable every single time. So Corrosive build, very good for killing Grenier. A light attack build in this thing works too. Here's an IPS build with my Riven. Like I said though, you're not going to be getting more than 1 slash proc per impact proc or per hit. So going all in on impact is really not that great. 1.95 attack speed with quickening and Prime Fury. It's a hammer. I would definitely recommend running Arcane Strike on your frame of trying to main this because it is really slow. The build I'll be showing in the footage today is going to be this one. It's going to be a singular element Weeping Wounds Blood Rush build. with only 1 attack speed mod. You'll be like, why do you have Toxin on here? Because this build actually will work against every faction. Toxin's not great against Grineer, but it can still kill Grineer, especially when you throw in Condition Overload. This will one-shot Corpus. This can kill Corrupted. This can kill... It won't kill Infested that great, but who's using this on Infested anyway? So, all-arounder faction build right here. No Bane mod, but you can easily throw that on if you didn't want to use one of these. Heat mod's also going to work. Just replace Prime Fever Strike with like Volcanic Edge or Molten Impact. Whatever one you want to go for. It's kind of hard to fit on a full elemental build, like multiple elements, but this thing is that you're definitely going to want to run elements on it unless you're trying to fully focus on Impact Becomes Slash. Impact Becomes Slash can kill high levels, but not really recommended. We also got initial combo, 2x build. With that built-in 30 initial combo, let me just quickly show you how much initial combo you can have sitting around with this thing. So, Corrupt Charge gives you 30, so we'll have another 30 from the Incarnon. Alright, that 6x. And it does knock enemies around a lot. It might look like they're dying, but they're actually just getting knocked around by the impact procs. Alright, so with 60 built-in hits, you have a 4x combo at all times. Pretty good, pretty good. So yeah, you can definitely one-shot some high-level enemies with this thing, but it's not exactly exciting. That's the thing, is this weapon is not exciting. That's why I was initially kind of like not about it. But here, with Citrine, I'm going to show you some synergy. So since this could heal, it has built-in lifesteal, what are some frames you can make the most of? Basically frames that can protect objectives and give objectives damage reduction. As we can heal objectives with this thing, frames like Citrine with her second ability will give, I believe it gives your allies this too, damage reduction of 90%, built-in health regeneration, and it's a lot of health, it's a lot of DR actually. So throw a 90% DR, you can just like light attack through and it will heal the objective. Like I said, it is capped out, so maybe wait a little bit, but it will start healing quite a bit. And of course, if you ever get low health, just do one light attack, you're back to full health pretty much. Because, I mean, even if these enemies are armored, 5% of like, what was that, 23,000? That's still going to be a full heal on my Citrine, which only has like 1,000 health. So, pretty powerful. I'm just showcasing it right here. I'm getting attacked by the enemies on purpose to get my health low. Then we melee attack and get back to full health instantly. So, if they patch that out, this thing is trash. Like, honestly, if they patch that out, this thing is trash. If they keep that in, this thing is nichely at least interesting. I mean, it's not I wouldn't call it consistent. Let's just say that. As you can see, coin flip every time you get an impact proc, if you get a slash proc, these guys aren't dying to just impact. They're going to be dying to slash or dot in general. And I am using Roar on Citrine with a compressed condition overload procer. So we are definitely putting a lot of things in this weapon's favor right now. So hopefully this is helpful to you to decide if you want to get this thing or not. I would say no, don't get it. If you here's the thing though, if you already did get it, make the most of this lifesteal built in while you can. Like I said, Citrine's really good for this. Some other frames that can give DR. I think Garo might be pretty good with this, especially because these apparently with stat sticks, these built-in like additive base crit chance bonuses and base stash chance bonuses are working on pseudo exalteds. So on Gara, this could be very nice. Although the ceramic dagger is me better because of that built-in initial combo. You know, get some built-in status chance and crit chance. I don't think crit chance on Gara works, but at least some status chance on Gara. Put some DR on the objective and then do a light attack to heal it. You can't normally, I guess you can technically heal stuff on Gara with her augment, but I don't see the only people running Mending Splinters. This can be a replacement of Mending Splinters, I guess. But yeah, it can do some good damage. Definitely, I've one-shot some Acolytes with this. But once DE maybe bug fixes or patches up the whole like channeled ability thing, this should totally work on Desecrate. I don't see why there's no reason that should not work on Necros Desecrate. There's no reason it shouldn't work on Hildren's 3. I'm assuming it's because it doesn't drain energy over time. The ones it does work on are the ones that drain energy over time, it seems like. So, for example, Gloom, I guess Equinox is 3, and there's probably some other abilities I'm not thinking of, but it's mostly Gloom. Gloom can be subsumed from Helminth, so you can put it on any frame. So that's going to be your easiest choice here. So the Toxin build does look pretty goofy against these Grineer, but again, this is supposed to be against any faction, and this is with no Bane mod, so it can kill enemies with no Bane mod pretty well. As far as a Riven for this thing, what would I suggest? I would suggest an attack speed Riven, double crit, heavy attack efficiency, melee damage, all that stuff that's good usually on melees, just go for it here. You probably don't need to go for range, as one of the options is range, or it can reach 1.4 meters, but I'm using the slam attack radius, so hey, I wasn't even using it, so maybe range would be good. So slow hammers want that attack speed. There's a 2.2 million on that guy. I've seen better, but yeah, good at killing Acolytes, good at killing trash ads, good at healing you, good at healing the objective. Just wish it had like some, some spike launcher. The ceramic dagger gets to fire off ghost daggers. This thing's just, it's just there. Oh, by the way, since I didn't mention this earlier, normally syndicate weapons have a special effect where you build up a meter and all that, and it will like release an AoE in an area. I don't believe the melees have that, so this does not have the special effect that the Telos Boltor would have, for example, where it's like, okay, fill up the meter and then like a gas AoE. I believe the SANCTI one, like the new Loka, usually do corrosive, but yeah, on the melee it does not work, so don't worry about that. You'll be getting your special effects from your... Oh, did I forget to mention this? While holding this thing, you get chance to prevent status procs. 20% chance to prevent status procs. I probably should have mentioned that way earlier in the video, but that's one of the special things about the SANCTI. That's not involving the Incarnon at all. You get 20% chance that you will not take a status proc. So if you don't have Prime Sure-Footed, I guess that can be kind of helpful, but it's not a replacement. 20%. This thing is just too much RNG. 20% chance to not take a status proc. 50% chance to do a slash proc. It's too RNG for me. If it was like 70% chance for slash procs, I'd be more interested in it. But right now I'm just pretty much coping because I already picked this thing and I don't have the Lex. I don't have the ceramic dagger. I've got this instead. So here you go. Enjoy your lifesteal. I'll see you guys next time. Appreciate the support. Take it easy. Peace!